Welcome to yet another week with Pour It 4 at Pickney Bend. I'm going to type one thing real quick before I forget to do it. Before we get drinking, let me just type that up. I'm downloading all of last week's videos to put them up on the YouTube. Should you not be watching live and should you just want to revisit, because I don't know why you would. Maybe you do. I don't know what you all do at home. Anyway, what we are here, let me turn this all off. For this week, we are doing things that I think should be menu staples. Every drink that we're doing this week has been a drink I have put on a menu for all the bar managing I've done, the different things that places I've worked, and sometimes just created menus for. Some of these you may know, some of these you should know. A little bit of a mix. We have reruns. Pour It 4 reruns for when you know, are tired of watching The Office for the 1700th time. Anyway, for those in Missouri right now, the grass allergy index is out of control. 3 different antihistamines later, this is as good as it gets. We're very excited. The other thing we're excited about is we walk down. We are going to be featuring some products from friends of ours. From my friends, people wishes Keith was friends for. We're going to go out. Let me flip this around. Hey Keith.
Hey, how's it going?
What should looking at there?
Really looking at this masterpiece.
What is this?
It's wonderful, isn't it? This is me and my best friend Dave Weglers. Dave
Wegler's, everybody.
Dave
Keith's
Wegler's.
Best friend, Dave Wegler's.
My total bestest friend, Dave Weglers. These are a lot of great times we shared together. He doesn't remember them. They were so good, he blocked them out.
That one, I'm sure he doesn't remember at all.
It's a little trans-dimensional, I know. But there's just so much respect going on in there. Yeah, he really doesn't remember that one.
No, not even a little bit. So that is our Dave Wegler's vision board. Why do we have our Dave Wegler's vision board up today?
It's our inspiration board. Well, today's recipe calls for Dave Wegler's, but still 630. Some of his Expedition rum.
Award-winning.
Award-winning. Just ask him. He'll tell you about how many awards it won.
Dave's Dave is one of my favorite people on the planet. Should he ever stumble upon this video?
Yeah, should anyone mention Still 630 or pass this on to Dave Wegler's?
I'm a huge fan of Dave. God bless him.
Not as big a fan as me.
Obviously not as big a fan as Keith. That is clear.
Here I am protecting him with my life and a spear.
Yeah, but he's a dear friend, and I cannot wait to have a beer with him again soon.
That would be wonderful. No.
Everything I told them, so today I said we were putting, everything this week is a drink or a recipe that I have put on a bar menu somewhere in my many years. This is the first time you've had the one today, is that correct?
Yes, I never had it before. It was fantastic.
And we even, again, made a couple of tweaks to use some of Dave's stuff.
And not just some of Dave's stuff, but another one of our friends. So we're going to be showcasing 2 of our local favorites.
Lynn, do not be upset that we do not have a Lynn vision board. There's just
way
more fodder with Dave. But we love you just as much, Lynn. From
Lynn, if you want us to make a Lynn vision board.
Lynn from Edelbrand.
Yes, so.
They're in Marthasville, by the way, where my father delivered mail for 32 years.
So,
34
years.
Math. Decades.
We're going to make this 12-mile limit. So this is your kind of creation. Do you want to give a little bit of the history?
Yeah.
Like why you call it what you call it?
I'm going to flip this
around. I'm going to get the ingredients out.
I'm going to flip this around so I do this on camera for once, but we want to make sure that Dave is in the background.
We always want Dave in the background.
So a 12-mile limit to me is one of the most underrated cocktails. I have put it on 7 or 8 menus, and once one person will order it and take a sip, and then that's all you're making the rest of the night. Once that first person orders it. But a 12-mile limit is named after the fact that during Prohibition, the United States put a 12-mile limit into which you could not drink within 12 miles of the shore. So if you were that 12.1 miles away from the United States, you could drink, but you could not drink within 12 miles. So the name of this kind of, and again, the ingredients that you'll see here kind of also allude to maybe a little bit more seaside, I don't want to say beachy, but there is a little bit, things that you may associate more with water.
What's great is there's like this, it's a Prohibition era refreshing.
It
the
is.
Best way I can think of it. You're taking all these, what should be really heavy ingredients.
Yes.
And it actually comes dangerously refreshing on a hot day.
And that's why when people read it on the menu, they're like, oh, I don't know, that's a lot. And then you try it, you're like, holy shit, that's amazing.
Here we've talked this up.
Okay, we're going to flip it around.
You're going to flip it around?
But again,
okay.
I didn't, I lied. Welcome to my face.
Just remember to zoom in on the vision board. Oh, why'd you do that? Hi.
It's on auto. Sorry, my flash decided it needed more light on Dave.
To all you purple dots out there.
Yeah.
We're going to start with 1 ounce of gold medal winner Expedition rum.
So this is still 630 there in St. Louis. Again, that's our Dave vision board.
Yeah, he's not involved with them at all. It's just I would love for that just to be a generic individual.
Yeah. We don't know who that guy is.
No, we're going to be using 1 shot of that. Now, usually this recipe calls for white rum. This adds a nice kind of spice and a little bit more oak to it. I think that was pretty
fun. That was a good change.
Now, we're going to add it up. We're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of our tonic syrup. Then 1/2 ounce Pinckney Bed and Rested American whiskey, and this is going to really keep complementing that big oaky note.
Yep.
And then it just went perfect. We're going to be doing 3/4 of an ounce of Edelbrand's cherry.
Let me zoom in on that. And again, we do not have a Lynn or Martin vision board. We love you just as much, and if you want to drop some photos
want us to do a vision board,
I'm good friends with Dave, so I obviously have access to more pictures of Dave.
First off, we just discovered we have glitter puff paint.
We do! I found it at the back.
That was
We're
amazing.
Really excited.
My favorite part is I can promise you 100% that Photoshop was never used on that.
No.
We're going to be doing 1/2 ounce fresh squeezed lemon juice right out of the bottle. And 1/2 ounce
simple syrup.
Simple syrup.
So again, this on a menu, you're gonna say what? Rum, brandy, whiskey, lemon juice, and simple syrup, and again, you're gonna be like, wow, huh?
And we just
this is
the whole
delightful.
Thing up a notch.
We did. This drink is delightful. Again, it's a 12-mile limit.
Do a couple of those in the bottom. This is a low ball, so we're gonna be using a low ball glass.
And if you were here for lowball week, you know what that means. If you weren't, not my problem.
We're not adding balls to the mix because actually the crushed ice was pretty nice with this.
Yeah, I like the crushed ice with this quite a bit.
Take it, and you don't need to give this a rough shake. You can give it a pretty light shake. I'll shake away from the microphone. I'll shake while I wistfully stare at the vision board
there
again.
You go.
Yeah, does this work?
One, especially.
Get lost in his eyes.
Those baby blues that don't actually look blue in that photo at all.
God, it's so much.
I don't have a great color printer. I can't wait till I get the text message when he's like, dude, first off, thank you. My rum's amazing. Second off,
wait a minute.
What the hell? What kind of free time do you have? Obviously this kind. Dave?
So, great fact about distilling, a lot of it is hurrying up and waiting, and every day I have about 1.5 hours to 2 hours of downtime.
I've talked to him 3 times today and said nothing.
Oh, God.
He does not know, but yet I have talked to him.
This is such a pretty cocktail.
I know, that's the other thing about this 12-mile limit. So again, it uses all of that in almost equal parts, and again, we will post the recipe, but it uses a lot of liquor. That's a rum. Again, we substituted Still 630, which is not a white rum, but it is phenomenal. Has a lot of good depth of flavor. our rested whiskey. The brandy we used is actually a Polish
brandy.
A Polish brandy, which is very different than what we think brandy is here, but this is Edelbrand's cherry, which is phenomenal.
And it goes great into this. Oh
yeah,
my god,
and
it
then
goes so great.
our tonic syrup, simple syrup in lemon juice, which is no different than lemon juice.
Now, again, I'm going to take the cocktail and split it, but I kind of wanted to show it as the presentable little low ball that it would be before I divvied it out.
And again, we certainly need to split this one.
That's a lot of liquor in one spot.
I've put this on several menus, and once somebody orders it that night, it is all anybody wants, and it isn't across the board. Again, it is so refreshing. It is so shockingly nuanced, but not overly complex. I mean, it really is.
It's really delicate. The finish is really fascinating.
We gave one to Catlin. He was like, I'd get really drunk on that, which is like the be all. And oh god, I dropped the camera.
Oh, thank god the flash one.
Yep, that's because I flipped it around so that I can be on camera with you while we drink. But we gave it to Greg. Greg liked it, so again, it's not.
And that's one of the.
This is one of those the sum of its parts.
The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
This is really nice. I would, again, we use this. There's nothing wrong with this lemon juice. Fresh squeezed is always better.
Well, and again, when we talk about it so nonchalantly, but that is one of the secrets of Pinckney Bend is how different tastes we all have.
Yes.
So when a cocktail gets passed around to everyone down here and they all like it, whether you like things really more bitter, you like it more sweet.
I'm bitter. Just in general. I let everybody know about my allergies and how I've taken 3 different antihistamines, to which by about 10 o'clock when you're like, are you okay? I'm like, no.
Oh, she just looked so sad every time I went in the room.
So allergic to grass, it's not funny.
Meanwhile, I'm walking around with like windows open all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm dancing. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all opened all the windows, all the doors, which, by the way, remind us to close, because I think...
I got that window already.
I'm going to get this one now. I'm thinking about it. What did you do this weekend, Keith? Other than make this board.
Obviously spent some time with my mother.
Oh, yeah, it was Mother's Day.
It was. Absolutely loved. We did like a mini Thanksgiving-y thing. She had a turkey, so that was nice. Let's see, Saturday?
White or dark meat on the turkey?
I'm a dark meat kind of guy.
Okay.
Definitely prefer the dark meat.
I like a mix.
Dark meat's just always richer. I think that's also why I love duck. Duck is just, what if you took...
I love duck.
But duck is just pure dark meat.
With, like, the concept of bacon fat.
Exactly.
It's like, what if you took turkey dark meat...
And then wrapped it in bacon fat. Yeah, exactly. See?
There you go. That's free advice there at home.
So again, wrap your ducks in bacon.
There's a couple more people watching than normal. Just, again, we are drinking a 12-mile limit, which is one of my menu staples. It's named for the law that you could not, during Prohibition, drink within 12 miles of the United States, which meant you could go to 12.1 and drink. We are using...
Gold medal winning,
award-winning Still630
from Dave Wegler's.
Actually, I think everything in here has won a medal. That's actually kind of exciting.
I don't think the simple syrup won a medal.
It could. We just haven't sent it anywhere. Expedition rum. This is delightful. Our Rested American Whiskey. Edelbrand, and I can't say that. Jerry said it the other day, and I can't remember it. This is Edelbrand's Cherry. They're in Marthasville, Missouri.
And I gotta say, that
simple syrup, tonic syrup, and lemon juice.
But that cherry, again, I know it's only half ounce, and it's standing up against a lot of big players in here.
You need a good brandy for this drink. You do.
It really is doing something on that finish. Yeah. It is pairing so wonderfully.
You need a good brandy for this type of drink. Actually, this is one of those things where do not try and make this with rail. Nothing is wrong with rail. No. It has its point. But this is one of those you do need high-quality ingredients in this type of drink.
Well, and the funny thing is we took it all up a notch, too, with working with these local players.
We did.
But, I mean... Dave Wegler's.
Jakey. We miss Jakey.
Notice we couldn't do anything to the picture of Jakey.
No, yeah. Nope. Nope.
Pinckney Bend. Dave's not sacred, but dogs are.
Yes. Oh, somebody at home just made it. Again, originally the recipe called for a white rum. I would not do not use like a coconut rum.
Oh, no.
No.
You don't want to use
absolutely not.
anything sweeter.
A white rum or, again, this, I don't want to call this a spiced rum.
No, it's a dark rum. It's not a spiced rum.
But it does have...
It picks up the spice from the barrel,
It's
but
really
there's
nice.
no added spice to it.
It's really nice. Now, for those who are in the brandy world, this is different than what we hear in especially rural Missouri.
This is
brandy.
Certainly a cherry brandy. This is
a fruit brandy.
This is a real brandy versus I believe they call this cherry flavored brandy. These are not the same. This cannot take that place.
No.
At all.
Don't.
All right?
Don't do it. Again, and this is delightful. It is really refreshing.
It's refreshing for how strong it is.
Yes, it is. 2 of these is plenty.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Eric drank too much this weekend.
How'd that go?
It was great. I love it.
You do.
We celebrated Mother's Day. My mother's birthday was Thursday, May 7th. Mm-hmm. And Mother's Day was Sunday, so we had a little steak dinner. This is worth the 12.1 miles to go drink. This is such a great drink. And again, the substitution with Dave's rum in Lynn. Again, I didn't think about it. We did make a Lynn and Martin vision board, but again, I have more access to photos of Dave because
we do.
He's one of my favorite people.
In fact, that vision board is not done.
No.
And if you have any recommendations, we'd love to hear them.
If you have a photo of Dave,
if you have a photo of Dave and you want to send it to us,
and we're gonna put it on that board.
I mean, his Facebook is full of things that make him look like a respectable business owner, and mine is full of pictures that make me look a deranged lunatic. So it went together wonderfully.
Yes. So we went and had steak and drinks.
Wonderful.
And Eric had experienced the one too many with the Navy strength, Jen. How quickly you just go, I'm fine, to him babbling about beep and boop.
You have to proceed with caution with that Navy strength, Jen.
Yes.
And
then I did some planting as well on Saturday. Got my garden in. I literally fell over in the garden.
Well, it's because what was your new toy?
I have a new Bowflex trainer, and it's amazing. But that means that you have I used to professionally cycle. I'm much older.
I'll work on it, Greg.
But I used to cycle, and I don't know what it's... I literally asked Eric, I was like, is this what peons feel? Like your hamstrings hurt? My hamstrings have never hurt in my life.
You plebs, how dare you?
Whatever. Well, my hamstrings hurt, and I thought I had 2 garden squats left. Just kidding, I had 1.
You and your fancy garden squats. I told you I'd fall on the ground and army crawl around.
Yeah, I don't...
It's just easier that way.
I feel if I do the kneeling on what my 80-year-old neighbor has, and it looks great, and she uses it, and it's wonderful, but I feel like that's it, I'm old.
No, you're doing it all... I said army crawl. I shimmy
I
on my
have no
elbows.
arm strength. Have you seen these?
You start
useless.
doing the worm. That's
They're
everything.
useless. Yes. Mm-hmm. The kissing photo is one of our favorites.
And there can be more.
There could be less, too.
I don't know.
So,
I don't think there
what
could
is
be
on
any
tomorrow's agenda?
Let me see.
The hands are great for like typing and stuff. These Pringle can, because literally I can put a Pringle can all the way up to my shoulder.
Tomorrow is a gold rush.
Mm. I'm excited about that one too. How many of those on that list have you had before? Again, these are menu staples as per me.
Today and tomorrow are the only ones I haven't had before. The Nor'easter is my personal favorite.
Yep, that's
Horse
one of your
feather,
favorites.
your recipe for is spectacular.
And
Tom Collins is stealing from a Meyer standard. So,
it is. It's a small play on a Meyer standard. My arms are like the Wacky Wavell inflatable. Actually, it's more like a Muppet, where they just go out straight and then everything around it. Yeah. Dave Wegler Vision Board. Again, so that's exciting. We've made it through another week. Again, Some businesses are opening back up. I know the Dutch is opening tonight, but call the business before, because they have Old Dutch is doing 2 reservation seatings at 5 and 7. There's some other things about like waiting in your car. They'll text you. Contact the business you're interested in and be nice and just say, hey, what are you guys doing? And be open to whatever it is they're doing.
We've been loving doing these shout outs, but at this point, I don't really know who's doing what. So
and I don't want
know.
to. And I did read that Crown Candy Kitchen is opening for curbside only. I don't know anything about how they're doing it. And again, with their location, some people have parking lots, some people don't. Some people have been blocking off, sections of the street. So just call and ask. I do know from Friday, if you're interested in doing Langatang barbecue, she's lost her helper. Her mom went to the lake, so give her a little extra time. She's asking for more time on orders, so don't think you can call at 11 and get a pickup at 1. So she's just a little bit behind, but she's doing stuff.
I know there's, of course, the things that I want to kind of stay. Like, again, Main Street Creamery in there. I did for the folks in the Wildwood location. Oh, my God, that ice cream's amazing. I'm going to constantly be getting quotes of that.
They just opened a new Wildwood location. For those out in that area, visit them.
Oh, it's
phenomenal. Again, and I know Rothschild's is open, but I don't know what they're all doing. So just call the business.
Just call them. Ask what they're doing.
Ask what they're doing and be respectful of whatever it is they are doing. Everybody's got different space, staff. Again,
strategies.
Gearing back up in a restaurant. I know what we're going through gearing up here with products. Can you imagine hey, we haven't bought anything in 3 months. What do we need? Some people are doing limited menus because of that.
Well, and just the planning on what they're purchasing, what's going to get used. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard enough in the restaurant industry doing a week plan for food, let alone all of this. So just be patient, be respectful, and know that it's their business and everybody's doing the best they can. John, thank you. We love our GNT too. Thank you. That's very nice. We use, again, what's nice about some of these recipes that we show people other ways to use the tonic syrup.
The tonic syrup adds a lot of depth to a lot of different things.
We will be bringing back Tonic Tuesdays, which is a recipe show that we do on YouTube. We'll be bringing that back sometime this summer.
And things you can do with tonic.
Stay tuned. So, thanks for joining us, Greg. Greg is not here today because he has Old Dutch reservations.
He does.
But we are using, Greg actually bought this.
Yeah.
I was supposed to meet up with Dave, and we just couldn't get it figured out.
And now Dave has a vision board.
Even though I talk to him daily, basically. Also, a personal shout out to Rob. I promised I'd send him this video. My other distillery boyfriend. We'll call him.
She collects them. You have to do a claw hand.
I do.
With it.
It's not my fault. That just looks that way. My hands. If I had stubbier hand, it would have been
super.
Yeah, I just have really giant. Great for piano playing. I'm sure it would be. I don't play piano. But I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions at home before we... might be, they're just lagging. So there we have it. Again, tomorrow I will get everything up on YouTube. The recipes for last week have been posted. The shopping list for this week has also been posted. This week's recipes will show up sometime Friday, Saturday, when I feel like it. But that's it. Thanks, guys. I drank the majority of mine.
It's delicious.
Because it was so refreshing. So as always, stay safe.
Stay healthy.
And keep your spirits up. The awkward Zoom today is going to be on Dave.
Is it going to go on to the Dave? Yes. Zoom, 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 zoom.
Dave Weiglers. I can't even hit finish.